Hey, what is going on, Aquarius? Butch here. I am going to do your August read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers. I watched this video the other day, and the guy said crotch watchers. Stuck in my head. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I've been doing something different the last few months. I was getting a lot of people pretending to be me, a lot of scams going on my channel, so I decided to take initiative and decided to hold all my comments. So I have to read them and approve them. So if you don't see your comment, it's coming. It worked out great though, because now I get to, read every comment. Before, sometimes I get overwhelmed. I'd do 3 videos in a day and I'd have, 6, 7, 800 comments a day. And I was like trying to keep up with it. So I didn't always get to everybody. But this way I get to see everybody's comment. So if you don't see your comment, it will be posted. But it stopped the scammers. So that was the main point. With all that being said, I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot because it doesn't have any nudity. YouTube's been kind of cracking down on that lately, so I've been trying to find decks that didn't, and it is hard. I have a lot of decks, and a lot of them have nudity. I'm okay with the female form, the male form, but apparently some people aren't. My channel's for adults. I post it that way. There's actually a thing when you post your videos, it asks if this is for kids, and I always say no, so I'm not really sure what the problem is, but we're gonna abide by the rules. Let's get it. Universe, what do we have for Aquarius for August 2023? What's going on for Aquarius, Universe? What message do we have for Aquarius? All right, Aquarius. So the first thing that I see is I feel like this connection is someone that's already around you. I feel like this is someone that I feel like you already associate with. This could be somebody that is your friend. This can be somebody that you work with, go to school with. But this is definitely someone that already knows you. And I feel like they've been hiding how they felt about you. And to be honest with you, I feel like it kind of goes a little bit both ways. I definitely feel like there's something on both sides here. But I feel like they've been holding back. Like I said, I feel like they haven't told you how they felt about you. I feel like they're looking at the negatives instead of the positives. Or they had been. And I feel like how they feel about you, I mean, they got tunnel vision for you. They only see you. There's something about you that they can't shake. With that 7 of Cups in reverse, it's all about you. And that 8 of Cups in reverse, they're not walking away from this. This is not something that you just get over. So I feel like I said, they've been holding back. They've been fighting the urge to tell you exactly how they feel about you. But I feel like that's all about to change. We have that Six of Swords. I see a lot of big changes on the horizon. I feel like this person has finally got to the point of no return. They've been doing a lot of work to keep their feelings at bay, but it's not working for them anymore. You know, why are they holding back? Putting in all that work to not do what they feel in every fiber of themselves to do has caused them to feel defeated. You know, they're feeling overwhelmed by the feelings that they have for you. You know, they're feeling that anxiety, that stress, the late nights, not being able to sleep, tossing and turning, because they know what they want. Without a doubt, they know what they want. They want you. And as long as you're fighting, you know, as long as they're fighting this urge, as long as they're working against it, it's like swimming against the current. They're not getting anywhere. All they're doing is exhausting themselves. And I've said this before. A lot of people deal with anxiety. You know, it's a mental health issue. But for a lot of those people, it's the answer is more simplistic than most people want to admit. I've dealt with anxiety in my life quite a bit. I had bouts with it. But what I've learned is generally when you're having anxiety about something or a situation, or even if you don't even know what it is, the root of the problem is usually you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or you're doing something you're not supposed to do. You know, I years ago, I worked a job where I didn't like the job. I didn't like it. I didn't like the hours. I didn't like the fact that I was working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. I didn't like the job that I did. I didn't like the fact that I didn't get to see any of my people I care about. You know, I'd come home, I'd sleep, I'd go back to work, do it all again, rinse and repeat. And I started to have really bad anxiety. I'd wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air because I knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be. This person is feeling this because they know they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And I feel like that's not for everybody with anxiety, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But sometimes I found, and through other people and doing a little bit of research, I just found that people can suffer from anxiety because it's like a warning sign telling you something wrong and we need to be fixed. With this person, what's wrong is they're not going after what they should be going after, which is you. They're not saying what needs to be said. And like I said, that's all changing. I see this person opening up communication. I feel like there's a moment coming where this person is going to just be impulsive and just take the leap. You know, with that Knight of Wands, very impulsive energy, opening up communication. You know, taking that leap of faith, knowing that the bond that they share with you is something much deeper than they know, and they want to explore it. You know, we have that Two of Cups. It's a very deep bond that they share with you. It's something much different than anything they've ever felt before. And the longer they ignore it, the more it's going to cause them to feel defeated. It's going to cause them more anxiety. So they're finally taking that leap of faith because they know without a shadow of a doubt there's something here. You know, they think about you when you're not around. And like I said, with that Seven of Cups in reverse, they're thinking about only you. And I don't think this is one-sided. I really don't feel that. I feel like there's definitely something going on. And I feel like we've only touched the tip of the iceberg here with that Lover's card. You know, when they're around you, they feel like a better person. When they're around you, they feel complete. They feel like with you is where they should be, where they were meant to be. And like I said, I feel like there's a moment coming, you know, with that Three of Wands. I feel like that moment is coming where they're just taking the bull by the horns and saying, listen, this is what I want. Point blank. And it's going to kind of seem, it may seem like it's coming out of nowhere, but trust me, this is not coming out of nowhere. This is something that they've been thinking about. This is something that they've been dreaming about, fantasizing about. And yes, I'm Canadian, so I say about. You know, like I said, this person's very intelligent. Um, you know, I feel like this person has a commanding presence in your life. And that's why I'm pretty confident to say that I feel like what they're feeling isn't just on their end. You know, they're smart enough to know there's something going on here. You know, with that King of Swords, like I said, I feel like their presence being around you, you know, when they walk into a room, I feel like you notice them. And I feel like you've noticed them for a while, and I feel like they notice you. And it's the things that are left unsaid. You know, they can't fight this feeling anymore. And they won't. They don't want to. The walls are coming down. The truth is coming out. And I feel like at the end of the day, this person's going to make you a very serious offer. You know, this person, I mean, to be honest, I feel like in the beginning when this person met you, it was more of a physical thing. I feel like they were physically attracted to you, but the more that attraction brought them to you, the more they realized that there's so much more to you than meets the eye. And as they dug a little deeper, they found a lot of things they weren't expecting to find. You know, I feel like you have more than just a physical connection, and they realize that very early on. You know, I feel like there's a very balanced energy that you share. You know, I feel like on a very cerebral level, you have a strong connection. And all that's left is that emotional connection to be exposed. You know, sometimes we meet people in different ways. I mean, you know, I know my little sister, she met a guy, and it was kind of like she even told me. And I don't like that she told me, but she told me that it was like a one-night stand. She thought it was going to be a one-night stand. She just got out of a bad relationship, so she met, you know, up with some friends. They knew this guy. They kind of hung out, and they ended up hooking up, which, again, I don't know why she tells me these things, but we have a pretty open relationship when it comes to talking. But then it became more. He started calling her. They started hanging out. They were friends for months. And then one day they just kind of took it to the next level. And it's been going strong ever since. And she's been really happy. I've noticed a change in her drastically. I mean, she went from a really terrible relationship to something that's very healthy. You know, it's funny because when you're around them, they're very in sync. But that's the thing. Sometimes we meet people in very different ways. Sometimes we're friends with somebody for a long time before we realize we have feelings for them. I know people that are in relationships for a very long time before they realize that they actually love this person. You know, it happens in very different ways, but like I said with this person, they've been waiting for the right moment. The moment's now. They can't fight that feeling anymore. They're going to take that leap of faith. They're jumping in with both feet, and they're hoping to hell you're going to catch them. Now, with this person, we have some Virgo. We have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Cancer, some Pisces and Scorpio. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. kind of lost track there, but we also have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Not sure if I said something twice, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it all. You know, my one of my good friends, him and his girlfriend, now they have a kid together and they're about to get married. They were friends for 4 or 5 years. They dated other people. They were always just friends. And then it just happened one day. He realized, why am I dating these other girls when I know what I want? I have this amazing connection with this amazing woman. Why am I hesitating? Why? And he even said it to me one day. He said, why didn't I see this before? I'm like, sometimes it takes, good things sometimes take time. You know, sometimes you got to build a connection. Sometimes you got to learn who the person is. And that's why a lot of times I like to say that a really strong relationship starts more in a friendship first. Because there's no, when you first start dating someone, a lot of people put their best foot forward. And it's not because they're bad people. It's not because they're trying to manipulate anybody or anything like that. They want you to see the best of them. But what happens there is you don't get to see all of them. So sometimes the stuff you're not seeing, you eventually see, and it's not for you. But when you're friends first, you get to see who that person is. You get to learn who that person is in a very comfortable setting. You know, no pressure. And sometimes it turns into something much more. You know, I read this book one time and it said that if you were friends with someone for 7 years or more, they're going to be a lifelong friend. If they make it 7 years to be your friend, chances are they'll be a lifelong friend. But it's all about that. It's all about taking that chance. Sometimes it's a risk. Some people don't take the risk because they're friends with someone. And that's another thing he mentioned, my friend. He was with this girl, like, you know, he was friends with this girl for years. And he said, I think I knew before I told her. You know, I think I knew a while before I told her. But I struggled with the fact that if I make the move and she doesn't feel the same way or it doesn't work out, I lose that person, which is part of the risk. Because after one person exposes their feelings to the other and the other person doesn't accept those feelings or doesn't feel the same way, you can never really go back to being just friends. And a lot of people say you can. I'm not saying 100% you can't. It's just really difficult. Because there's always going to be that knowledge that you want something more, they want something more, and you don't, or they don't. And it becomes very awkward. You know, you can't talk about people you're with anymore with that person because you don't want to hurt them. You know, so the bond that you share with that person can be broken very easily that way. So a lot of people stay in the friend zone, even though they know better, even though they know there's more. But I think that at the point, I truly believe that if it was meant to be, it will. You know, I feel like you're going to get to a point where you can't hold back the feelings anymore, like this person in the read. They can't hold back their feelings anymore. They know what they want. They're 100% sure what they want. So they will go after it. And they'll give it everything they have because they know you deserve it. That's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.